What do we got? My god, could it really be down to one screen's worth? That's amazing. And of course there's Codex. I forgot about the Codex. Dakuna, yeah. Thessia. Medical supplies. Protein data drives. Valhallan Threshold. Hades Nexus. Cagliasaur. Athena Nebula. Citadel. Cerberus Ciphers. Omega. Right. Okay. Well, let's get on the galaxy map and see what we can find. We'll save that. We'll come back to it. Aria's fleet. Okay, what do we got? Locate secret artifact. Minos Wasteland. Yeah, and then of course these other areas that these guys, have I been here? I think I've been there. Well, I haven't done the Crescent Nebula at all. Let's go there first. Then we'll go there. Then we'll go there. Well, or wherever Thessia is. What the hell is Thessia anyway? I don't know. We'll find out. Oh. Did I already scout this? Oh no, Ilium. Ilium. Yeah, I haven't been here yet. Have I? I don't have any memory of this. But yet this was already scanned somehow. Liquid assets. Okay. Alright, hang on a second, hang on. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. Oh. It's just this. Okay, so maybe I have been here, and I scanned one thing, but I haven't scanned the other. Though I have no memory of doing one. Well, I don't remember that at all. Oh, there it is. Fuel? I don't think I needed that. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Oh, hopefully we can get to the mass relay without them catching us. Whoops. Okay, what do we got here? The Lucerne system, Zetek. A common methane ammonia gas giant, Zetek is best known for the infamous Calthor camp. Established on the ice moon of Gisus, Calthor was a Blue Sun's hostile environment training facility run by a cadre of former Batarian Special Intervention Unit operators. In 2168, a cluster-wide scandal broke out when it was revealed that the mortality rate of recruits sent to the camp might be as high as 18%. Investigation by Asari authorities based on Ilium uncovered group graves around the facility containing the remains of several hundred recruits dating back 2 decades. The camp was immediately closed, and the remains sent back to their worlds of origin. An inquest by the Blue Suns found the Batarian commandos had used harsh training methods, but these were consistent with their own training to join the SIU. The Batarians were exonerated, though Calthor was shut down, and they were reassigned to other units. As the Crescent Nebula is beyond the sphere of Council law, no civil charges could be filed against the Blue Suns. I have no memory of doing this entire system, which makes me think that I should probably read the entries in the other system in this cluster. But then again, it's also the cluster that has Ilium in it, and I'm sure we read all the Ilium cluster entries in Mass Effect 2. It would probably just be duplicating our efforts. Doria. Doria is a large, hot world with a poisonous atmosphere of acidic nitrogen oxides. While the planet is too close to Lucerne for this to condense and fall as rain, this makes the environment too hostile for forms of life more sophisticated than bacteria to evolve. Untanta. Untanta is remarkably close to Earth. Its orbital distance is similar, and while slightly larger, its reduced density yields similar mass, atmospheric pressure, and gravity. Hey gang, sorry, had to pause it for just a minute, but we're back. Untanta. There the similarities end, for Lucerne is a hot F-class star emitting over 8 times the energy of Sol. Untanta is a parched wasteland with Untanta is a parched wasteland, its water long since boiled away into its nitrogen carbon dioxide atmosphere. A handful of mining outposts dot the hellishly hot surface. The crews remain in underground bunkers, sending remotely controlled machines out at night to do surface work and load cargo for shipment. Population 230. Sounds like a shitty job. Jantan. It's a big one. Jantan is a fairly standard close-orbiting Pegasid gas giant, orbiting the star Lucerne at high velocity and heated to temperatures of over 1,000 degrees. Analysis of its orbit has revealed a core of heavy elements with a mass double that of the planet's hydrogen-helium atmosphere. Okie dokie. Is there anything else? This one. What the hell?
Signal confirmed.
Fuel? Fuel. Perfect. Did I do this one already? Tarth. No, I didn't. Tarth is broadly Earth-like with a fatal flaw. It has a relatively high amount of chlorine in its atmosphere, the reason for the greenish haze that becomes apparent when looking at the horizon. Chlorine has become a vital component in Tarth's plant life. As a defense mechanism against native herbivores, many species evolved the ability to release clouds of toxic chlorine when disturbed. Wait a minute. If chlorine is literally in the atmosphere in high amounts, why would a toxic cloud of chlorine bother the animals that are already breathing chlorine on a regular basis? I suppose you could overload on chlorine, like overdose. Even if you have a small amount in your system from the oxygen, a cloud of it blasted right into your face would do you in. But still, if you're living in an environment at all that allows you to breathe in significant amounts of chlorine on a regular basis, I'm thinking your tolerance for it must be pretty high. This gas is heavier than the atmospheric oxygen and tends to settle in low places. While avoidable, this has placed Tarth near the bottom of the lists for colonization. There are intermittent signals originating in the heart of a large chlorine swamp. They appear to be coded, though it is not impossible that they are garbled distress signals from a downed civilian ship. Should I be scanning right here? No. Weird. What was that little note about? Oop. Bayalt. Oh, credits. Lucerne's heat pummels the Nirana belt, a ring of protoplanetary material relatively close to the star. However, this heat is not enough to instigate true melting as occurs in a planet's formation, so carbonaceous asteroids such as Bayalt retain a primitive makeup. Bayalt has yet to be exploited, so the Reapers appear to have ignored it. Probes suggest it is high in chondrites and troilite. Don't know why there would be credits here, but okay. Alright, let's mosey on. Back to the other system, I've decided I'm not going to read this. Tassila. Pretty sure we've already read all that. Alright, now we gotta run from the Reapers! Run, 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 run.
Faster than light, not successful.
Just barely made it. I don't know why this one's lighting up. Did we already check this one out? Let's go check it out, whatever. I can't remember. Equitas. Fortis, Pietas, Vir. I have a memory of this. Maybe. Let's go here first. The Are system in the Minos Nebula. Nereus. Nereus, a moderate-sized hydrogen-helium gas giant, is of mild interest to Turian scientists because of its abnormal atmospheric composition. The planet has only a fraction of the expected methane, with high levels of carbon monoxide and ethylene instead. Alright. Simple. I like it. Let's just blow right on through this thing. Gellix. I am pretty sure I've read these already. Gellix was given to the Krogan after the Rachni Wars, but bitterly contested in the Krogan rebellions and reconquered by the Turians. This left the Turians as caretakers to a levo amino acid-based world that they could not inhabit themselves, but were unwilling to give up. In cooperation with the evil Protectorate, the Turians attempted to rent the planet out for colonization. Between the high price and a surface littered with unexploded ordnance, however, Gellix found few reputable tenants. Its most notable inhabitants were penal colonies. To those who know of it today, Gellix is a symbol of tragic waste, an entire garden world nearly forgotten by the galaxy at large. Population of 54,000. Capital of Anapondas. Presumably they're all Volus, I guess? Eros. Eros is a Turian word meaning overlook or pleasant view, not to be confused with humanity's mythological Eros. The name refers to the planet's nearly absent atmosphere, allowing visiting probes and rovers a sweeping view of its volcanic mountains. Eros's hematite deposits give the world a reddish color. Accessible deposits of iron and copper have attracted second-tier Turian and Volus conglomerates that robomine the surface. Antonax. A large terrestrial planet, Antonax has been passed over by the Turians and potential investors alike. When the Turians won the planet from the Krogan, they sought to sell mineral rights, but ultimately found no buyers. One survey team dubbed it a stinking world with nothing to recommend it but brimstone and bad steel. And like Gellix, the planet was soon forgotten. Despite being farther from its parent star than Gellix, Antonax has a thick atmosphere of nitrogen, methane, and ethane greenhouse gases that retain significant heat. There are few valuable minerals on Antonax, the most abundant being sulfur and iron. Anything to find here? Apparently not. Alright. Maybe I am just wasting my time here. Of course, we do have to check out whatever the heck's Equitas there. Vir, in the Fortis system. A pressure cooker planet with a thick nitrogen-heavy atmosphere, Vir is largely ignored by the galactic community. Probes have revealed a crust of nickel and scorched carbon, both of which can be found in abundance elsewhere at far lesser temperatures. Pietas. Though Pietas has a combination of features that make terraforming a possibility, the rights to the planet have been tied up in Citadel Council Court for the past 9 years. The running joke is that by the time the Council finally gives the go-ahead to colonize the planet, Pietas will have evolved life of its own. I'm pretty sure I've read this. Home to comfortable temperatures and a mild atmosphere of mostly nitrogen and argon, Pietas could be habitable with the addition of oxygen-producing cyanobacteria. Its crust is high in silicates and carbon, allowing for easy fabrication of construction materials. Smugglers, pirates, and other unregistered starships sometimes touch down on Pietas to lay low or make repairs. Civilian travel is not advised.
I found something.
Oh, okay. What do we got, ED? Yes. More credits. Alright. And something else as well. Fuel. Okay, what the heck's on Equitas, do you think? Equitas, home to the famous Iron Canyons. Equitas has reddish iron oxide dust, hematite, covering much of its surface, and significant blue cobalt deposits that freckle the terrain. Turian explorers have discovered hot springs in the polar ice caps, heated by magma in the planet's crust. In a strange combination of science and hucksterism, a small facility exports water from these springs, which is bottled and sold as having medicinal properties. The funds are then used to maintain a research station which has discovered some fossil evidence that Equitas once harbored microscopic life based on deoxyribonucleic acids in these springs. I'm surprised that the name is lit up and there's nothing there. Nothing there for us to do. Okay, let's find this secret artifact, I guess, huh? Where was Dakuna? What system was that in? Because we gotta go there too. Can't remember where it was. Okay, let's zoom around. My god. There's a whole bunch of stuff in the Athena Nebula. Oh my gosh, look down here too. Alright, let's go here first. Whew, Tomaros. Tomaros. Pronoia. Pronoia is a methane ammonia gas giant notable for the large deposits of platinum discovered by Lucia colonists on its largest moon. Asari have been selling the precious metal, used in some medical equipment, to the Sirta Foundation for less than market value. The discount may have single-handedly saved Sirta from bankruptcy, a debt that is rapidly being repaid galaxy-wide through Sirta's humanitarian war efforts. Humanitarian war efforts would be an oxymoron, I think. The Reaper presence in the system has no doubt cut off supplies to the Foundation. Lucia. The Krogan rebellions began after the Asari, in the Asari colony of Lucia. After centuries of unabated expansion, the Krogan finally forced the Council's hand when they tried to annex this world. Aware that in a generation, Lucia could be a staging base for an invasion of Thessia, the Council came to... Oh yes, so Thessia is the reason that we're in this cluster. I got it. The Council came to the colony's defense. They cut the Krogan supply lines off at Thessia's mass relay and inflicted heavy casualties. The Krogan here surrendered, but others across the galaxy were enraged. Lucia became the catalyst for a much greater war. More than a millennium later, Lucia finds itself once again in danger. Though the Asari have lost the high ground of space, the colony's webbed defense grid remains at least partially functional. Land, sea, and air forces are striking wherever they can, determined to resist until the end. Population 2 billion, I think is what it said. Diagolon. Diagolon is a hydrogen-helium gas giant. The Reapers have destroyed its fueling infrastructure. During the Lucia campaigns that started the Krogan rebellions, Diagolon was the site of Krogan overlord Krettek's ultimate defeat. As his flagship was discharging its drive core and undergoing repairs, an Asari commando team stuck on board and detonated resonant warp bombs, sacrificing their lives to destroy the vessel through explosive decompression. Man, Asari commandos sacrificing their lives. When you live 1,000 years, that's quite a lot to forfeit, compared to like a human or a Solarian, for example. Bennis. The ice giant Bennis is the outermost gas giant of the Tomaros system. It likely formed much closer to the system's star and migrated outward over time. A debris field of scrap metal near the planet suggests Reapers have been here.
Signal confirmed.
Fuel? Really? The Reapers aren't here yet? Oh, there it is. It's right there. Well, I can't get to it. Shit.
Evasion successful.
Or a Sony, I guess? Thessione. Thessione's surface is a desert of lime streaked with sodium banks. The only real features of note are empty calderas scattered around the fault lines, suggesting Thessione was once more geologically active. While average temperatures are near habitable, the Sioni has not retained a protective atmosphere and is thus a third-tier world unlikely to be terraformed. Fine. Won't waste more time here than we need to. Igalic. Ooh, pretty. The system's only gas giant has rings laced with the faintest traces of element 0 dust, likely from an extrasolar asteroid pulverized by a collision with the planet's moons. Collecting and refining the Ezo dust is refining the Ezo in dust form is a long and costly process. The Elkos Combine sought the mineral rights to Igalic from the matriarchs on Thessia, but the Reaper invasion stopped any deal from going through. The equipment here is undamaged by Reapers, the attack on Naiakal likely taking priority. Naiakal is here. Naiakal is a lush planet with an overabundance of photosynthetic life, leading to oxygen concentrations greater than on most garden worlds. This is tolerable for a few hours, but soon oxygen toxicity becomes a real danger. Asari colonies here use breathers and sealable buildings. Ooh, this is a long one. Naiakal's economy centers on agribusiness and biotechnology. Many genetically modified crops have their origin here. Aware that the Reaper's plan of attack is to bombard industrial cities and enslave population centers, Naiakal's soldiers and civilians alike have retreated to the planet's impenetrable jungles. A terrestrial guerrilla war may not be enough to push the Reapers off the planet, but it has proven successful at immobilizing the enemy and forcing them to commit more resources here for little gain. Colony founded in 177 CE, population 7.3 million. Estimate is pre-invasion. Capital is Arolis. Krala. After half the crew of a survey ship died in a freak accident, the ship's captain named this desert planet Krala, after an ancient Asari demon of misfortune. Krala is said to delight in thwarting carefully laid plans at the last moment, tipping apparent success toward utter disaster. Legend says she only targets those whose plans are long in the making, an obvious warning against hubris for a race whose plans tend to stretch over centuries.
I found something.
Fuel. Nice. Oh god, there's something else here. And I'm not gonna find it before the freaking Reapers show up. There it is. Actually, maybe we can get to it. No, we can't. Let's get out of here.
Reapers, be busy.
Something over here. Oh boy, this is a big one. Ialessa system. Nocia is the first. Ooh, looks like an acne scar. Scans show little value on Nocia aside from sizable copper deposits near the equator. The only landmark of note is the wreck of a Krogan freighter, a remnant of attacks on the system during the latter half of the Krogan rebellions. Let's move on. Wait a minute. Oh, there it is. I'm like, what the hell is this ring for? I couldn't see this thing. It's tiny. Ilmnos. The once rich thorium reserves of Ilmnos have long been mined out, mostly by remote Asari drones that operate well enough inside in the planet's heat and trace atmospheric pressure. There is little reason to visit this harsh world unless further deposits are discovered. Sanvis. The hospitable nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere, temperate climate, and sprawling wilderness of Sanvis made the planet a popular tourist destination. Large tracts of untamed forest surrounding the capital drew in millions of sightseers, game hunters, and biologists. The Asari, mindful of how rapid expansion has damaged the ecologies of other planets, restricted settlements. After destroying the colony's navy and anti-air defenses, Reapers landed infantry units to subjugate the local population. Destroyers keep watch in orbit, the capital ships apparently elsewhere fighting bigger battles. Colony founded 544 BCE, population 975 million. Pre-invasion, capital of Ithaei? Zillium. The hydrogen-helium gas giant Zillium once provided fuel for ships flying to and from Sanvis. The equipment here was noted for its efficiency. Business flourished in its orbital stations, which promised roomy bunks, hydroponic food, and attention from charming Asari hostesses while ships refueled. These stations are now blasted metal. There is no fuel, aid, or comfort here. Now you, teeny tiny guy. Tricolon. Tricolon is a small rock planet that was home to a centuries-old Asari venture called the Tiri Super Collider. This massive particle accelerator encircled the entire planet at an orbital distance. Oh, jeez. When political sea change among the Asari republics led to funding cuts, human scientists stepped in with the credits and labor to finish the project, renaming it the Suskind Super Collider. It came online just days before the Reapers invaded the galaxy. When the Reapers entered the system, they dispatched a swarm of capital ships toward Tricolon, treating the Super Collider as a graver threat than the Asari naval fleet stationed at Sanvis. They blasted it apart, sending debris hurtling to Tricolon's surface. Several ships carrying Super Collider staff escaped before the Reapers hit. I wonder why they considered it a higher threat.
Signal confirmed.
Oop. Okay, alright. What do we got? Sorry, engineers. What were they doing down there? Of course, it's only 50%. Just gotta try to find it. Nope, didn't find it.
Light jump
Rats.
successful.
Okay, this way. Vernio system. We're gonna run out of fuel. Ooh, 2 planets on this ring. That's interesting. Promoves. Within 3 years, Promoves will slam into a neighboring planet, Sotera, and suffer an apocalyptic transformation. Asari explorers searching for life in Promoves's hydrocarbon morass were relieved to find none. Promoves's methane-ethane atmosphere is likely to ignite when it mingles with Sotera's oxygen, and both planets will shatter under the force of the collision. Interesting. Sotera's atmosphere retains a modest amount of oxygen, but it is too hot to support life that relies on liquid water. This is fortunate because projections show that Sotera will collide with Promoves, a planet crossing its orbit, within the next 3 years. The impact is expected to pulverize both worlds while forming new asteroids and moons. The Asari have constructed research stations at safe distances to record this rare event, if we survive. Naughty. Okay. Naughty is a rocky planet with a crushing atmosphere. Thick clouds have created a runaway greenhouse effect, locking in the brutal heat from its yellow-white star Vernio. Much of Naughty's surface is brittle rock with deposits of molten metal. Polissa. Polissa is a ringed gas giant composed of hydrogen, helium, and traces of ammonia. It has 26 moons, but the Asari extracted the most valuable resource deposits from all of them long ago. The facilities have largely been forgotten in the face of greater excitement among the system's inner planets. Yeah, I'll say. 2 planets colliding is pretty exciting. Tritogoneth, I'm gonna say. The Asari have set up research stations on the largest moon of Tritogoneth, a gas giant, in order to observe the eventual collision of Promoves and Sotera. A Reaper troop transport can be seen here, indicating that the Reapers sent a small force to capture or kill the station's staff. Why they did not destroy the station outright is a mystery. It Could be that the direct collision of two planets is so rare that even the Reapers wish to observe the results. Eerie.
I found
Let's get the
something.
hell out of here. Probably just
Invasion
fuel
successful.
anyway. Okay, Parnatha. Whoa, okay, that was weird. Alright, Janiri.